I'm Mel,
And I'm Elle.
and we've been best friends since we were 12 years old.
That's right. And we have a hilarious musical comedy show
A lot
that
of
we
people
perform,
call us, like modern day Laverne and Shirley.
but dirtier.
Yeah, and with songs, like if they were a band. Not a band.
We don't play instruments.
No, not a band at all. I'm originally from New York, but grew up mostly in South Florida, which is where I met her. And you,
I lived in Philadelphia till I was 11, and then I moved to South Florida, where I
her
met
life
Mel.
began.
Mm-hmm.
We actually met in performing arts summer camp, so the performing and the best friendness was a parallel experience.
We performed at a performing arts summer camp where the ratio of girls to boys was probably like 95-5.
There were no boys.
So we often got cast as husband and wife. And even though at age 12, Mel was like 5'9" and I was 4'11", I was often the husband
I
and
don't
she
know
was
why.
the wife.
She has a commanding presence, so they really saw her as the man, the
Yeah.
pants wearing, figure in the relationship.
I think it's because my songs were lower. It just occurred to me. You could sing higher, so you got to play the woman. Anyway.
We'll take it. We grew up performing together and singing and dancing and doing all kinds of shows. And then we, grew up and went to college and got degrees in performance and did regional theater and national tours and shows in New York and stuff like that separately. But all the while, we kind of always wanted to do something together. And
There was one period of time where we both had really awful day jobs where we didn't do anything. So we would write each other emails constantly back and forth all day long. And then one day we started writing
like
poems to each other. Like I would write a stanza and she would write a stanza back.
to make each other laugh and
Right.
get through the time.
And we realized that they could be songs. And so we collected a bunch of them and made our first show. And here we are.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Our first show was 3.5 years ago.
3.5, 4 years ago.
At the Laurie Beachman Theater in Midtown. It was called Mel and Elle, This Show Rhymes.
Isn't that funny?
And wah, wah. And then we took it to the Duplex where it ran for a year.
And then we mounted a full-scale production of a show
said
of ours
mounted.
at Ars Nova, which is on West 54th Street. A big production with a set and a plot and puppets.
It's crazy. We had puppets of our mothers.
And now we perform at Comics.
We grew up watching, Bette Midler and Barbara Streisand.
Tracy
and,
Ullman.
oh my God, yeah. And Laverne and Shirley and people like that. Who else?
Um,
Who else is funny that we like?
I think it's...
Carol Burnett. And I know those are such standard answers, but that's the television I sort of grew up watching when I was much, much younger. Definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We would be nowhere.
Otherwise, Melanie and Ellie. That's terrible.
Or Shannon and Lisa. Wah, wah.
Right now, there's a duo called Shannon and Lisa who are crying and quitting.
And they're suing us, like they're speaking with their lawyers.
the
right
letters
now.
in the mail.
You're amazing, Shannon.
Lisa, work on it.
It's been an eclectic experience. Some of our stuff has come together in a way like where we do it back and forth, like she said before, on the computer. We write verses back and forth. We send it to a composer, our composer Patrick Bod, who's amazing, and he composes it, and then we stage it, and it's like a whole thing. And sometimes one of us just shoots something off in an hour and has a melody line already in their mind, and it's like a song the next day. So it really depends.
When we first started, before we knew if what we were doing was going to be received well, we took a lot longer. We
That's
really
true.
we had a long rehearsal process and we did everything. Our act was sort of the same every single time we performed it. And then the longer we've been performing together, the more we've refined the way we work together and the way we write. And we're not as afraid to try things out after a really short period of time. So now we can, we work on a script back and forth and we might rehearse it once and get it on its feet, and that's okay.
Yeah,
We're not so
the
scared
dynamic is sort of there, and the trust is there, and the friendship is already there, and we've sort of learned that it's our show, and we can do whatever we want, and so there's a lot of freedom that's kind of...
So now we write songs about things like masturbation and title them Pamela Henderson.
Are there things you can name that guys like? I wish guys wouldn't do this because it's really not a good
On your face.
That's one.
I think that's 1, 2, and 3, and I think we hit it right there.
It's not
It's frowned upon.
what it is the thing that men think women like that I'm here to tell you they don't.
There's a lot of things in that arena that
Until
porn has
Marie
taught
Claire
men.
magazine publishes an article saying that your face will reduce the size of your pores, slow aging or make you look like a supermodel, it's not.
Not beneficial. It doesn't feel good.
It's warm.